Hello, it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and today I thought it'd be fun to show you a what sold video. It's been so long since I've done a what sold video, but ever since I switched to eBay, I have been experimenting with the auction format. So I thought it would just be fun to show you some recent things that have sold on auction format. So I'm gonna dive right into the video right now, and let's go. All right, the first thing up is actually this carved wood bear. So I think I paid about $2 or $3 for it, and it sold for $11.50. So the way I do my auctions, in case you're wondering, I don't set a unilateral price for everything. There are some people who maybe just put like $5 as a start bid and then just, everything is that price. I am not to the point yet where I can trust that scenario, so I will stagger my start prices pretty much with the lowest I think that it should sell for. So for this one here, I'm pretty sure I listed it for around $4 start price, but it's a carved bear figurine, and it did pretty well. I think I paid about $3 for it, if I did not say that already. So that's a pretty nice little bear figurine. The next thing up is this Road Runner. I put ironstone, but it's actually iron wood. That's a typo, but it's an iron wood. And this picture is not the clearest because I don't take the photos anymore. I have to, here, this one, that's a lot clearer. I'm trying to get on Aaron about taking clear photos with making sure that he is getting them in focus, but these are pretty good. Okay, so it's a really nice wood Road Runner, and it's sold for $27. I think I paid for this one right here about $2 to $3. So that's not a bad, probably $3, and then it sold for $27. So that is it's a really great turnaround for that one. Here we have a lusterware turkey. This was a surprise. I was not expecting this one to do quite this well. I thought it would do pretty well because it's very interesting and you don't see stuff like this. But it's a lusterware turkey, little mustard jar or jam jar, and you can see it has the lusterware bottom here, like this basket weave. A lot of it's worn away, but it's so unique, and it has this turkey head with the duck on top. I'm going to scan through. That head is actually a spoon. There it is. There's the spoon. And it's in great shape without any chips or cracks on it, which was amazing. And there's the lid. So this is one of those made in Japan type of pieces. It's just super cool and very unique. So I was shocked that it sold for $64, but it was apparently a very popular item. And I'm sure I paid about $3 for this one, no more than that. So that was really cool. Next up is some of these tumblers. These are those aluminum tumblers that are pretty popular, actually. So I was able to buy all of these at the same estate sale. All of these are from the same estate sale, by the way. And I think I'm not even sure what I paid. I know I paid a total of like $74 for everything. So I thought that was a good price for everything. But these are neat because they have the ribbed sides, that texture going down them. Sometimes you find them smooth, but this is the textured side kind. And it sold for $18.50 plus shipping. I thought that was a great price for those. They're made by West Bend. You can see the little logo right there. And they're just really awesome. Next up, this was another surprise right here. It sold for $73. This is a light up kitten lamp thing. And so you can plug it in, and then this cat will light up sort of a nice golden color. I was not expecting this one to go quite this high, but apparently they don't come up very often. And we had some people out there that really wanted this kitten cat clock in their life, maybe from growing up, or I'm not sure, but it was really a fun find, and I'm glad that I picked it up because I almost didn't. But I looked at it and I said, gosh, this is really cute, and I've not really found anything like it before. So I've since found out that it's made by Joseph Originals, so that is pretty cool. And Joseph Originals is a fun brand. They do lots of those little figurine angels and birthday angels and birthday figurines, period. But yes, $73 was a great turnaround on that one. This is another ironwood piece, not ironstone as this says. In fact, I think I had to edit this. Yes, it says this is ironwood, not ironstone. I can't believe I wrote that, but for some reason I was thinking ironstone. If you're wondering what ironstone is, that it actually is a hard paste porcelain type material. It's very similar to restaurant ware. But we have this very heavy, it's a dense wood. That's what ironwood is. It's a dense wood, and ironwood is also a tree. But for the most part, if you want to label something as ironwood, it just has to be a heavy, dense wood. And there it is. It's this really pretty owl. It weighed 4 pounds all by itself. Very cool. I think it was 9.5 inches tall. Pretty cool. Next up, we have this Kreis & Co. It's a Quetzal bird, Quetzal. It's made by Kreis & Co., which I don't find very often, and usually when I do, if you can look at the eye right there, usually the eyes have little rhinestones on them, and they do lots of cutesy things, lots of figurines, lots of novelty items. So this was sort of out of left field for them, being sort of a straight-laced bird figurine, but it's very cool, and I have not found anyone like it before. So it sold for $19.50 plus shipping. This little guy here was also a surprise that it went for $24.50. It is Smokey the Bear figurine, and there he is, Smokey the Bear with a bluebird on his shoulder, and it has his little hat on. He's ready to go. No issues at all. It's a blurry picture. Got to talk to Aaron about that one. But yes, and there's this cute little tail sticking out of his pants. I'm sure I paid $2 or $3 for this guy, and I was shocked that he sold for $24.50. I was thinking maybe between $12 to $15, but it did really well. Next up, this little figurine is interesting because if you see there on top, it has a hole, so you could possibly hang this as an ornament or from string or something, but it's transferred on flowers right on the back there, and then it has a painted tail, painted eye, and a painted beak. Here's a better angle. Very cute. And it actually sold for $9.50 plus shipping. I probably paid $2 to $3 for this one. Now this is a little bit more than I'd like to pay for something like this, but I was the first to go through an estate sale, and I was willing to pay up to the person running the sale so that she would call me again and have me walk through before she puts her sales open to the public. So I was willing to pay up. Now this one here is another fun one. I call it Puppies in a Flower Basket, and it's made by Georgian Fine Bone China. It sold for $20.50 plus shipping. But aren't those adorable little puppies with the flowers? It did have one possible chip on it, and we documented that right there. You can see it off to the left of this petal. But all in all, it's in great shape, and there is some provenance on the bottom from 8/22/1976 from Sandy. It's very cool. And this little guy here, a kingfisher, it's a bird figurine from UCTCI Japan. It sold for $16.50, and I'm sure I paid $2 to $3 for it as well. But it's marked kingfisher on the bottom. Under this felt right down here at the bottom, it has the UCTCI Japan logo. But yeah, $16.50 was pretty good for that one. This one, on the other hand, only sold for $6, which is sort of strange whenever you consider that, one goes for 16 something and the other goes for 6. But I guess all depends on the coloring and the type of bird that it is. But this one only sold for $6, but that's quite all right. And it was an Oriole, also made by the same company, UCTCI. This one, beautiful Andrea by Sadiq or Sadiq, it sold for $14.55. It's a fairly collectible brand. They do very nice work, and the coloring on this is really pretty. So it did well. And again, $2 to $3 is what I paid for it, and it is made in Japan. The next item up is this little Tanala style. I wrote turtle, but it's actually a ladybug, I found out. So it might have done better if it was a ladybug and I didn't have it as a turtle. But I'll show you, there's the bottom of it. And here's another angle of the front. So I did I updated it right there. So this is a ladybug, not a turtle. Unfortunately, with auctions, you can't edit the titles once they're going, and it already had a couple bids on it. So here we have this wonderful horse couple, and that sold for $11.50. I'm pretty sure I paid $3 for it, and it did decent for what it is, and it is marked Japan on the bottom right there. Next up, we just have a few more. Now these are one of my favorite things from the haul. These were all from the same estate, but they sold for $21.50. Now I did pay about $8 to $9 for all of these, but I still think they did well considering the damage on the ghost. Now what I like about them is they're vintage Halloween and they're figurines, which is something you don't usually find. Vintage Halloween just isn't a big, they didn't make a lot of figurines in the 60s and 70s, but this is made by Norcrest. There's the damage on the ghost. The ghost is Norcrest right here. I'm a big fan of Norcrest. And then we have Originals by Erica Japan on the two witches. So I just thought those were a cute little trio. And if it wasn't for that damage, I think they could have done a lot better even still, because I have not ever found a ghost Norcrest figurine. So that was cool. Just have a few more. These were a mistake in the fact that they each had a chip on them. Now, they're great, but I try not to buy things with chips. So the purple flower on the left has a petal that is chipped off right there. And then this vase over here, the flowers are fine, but the leaf right below the left flower has been broken off. So I did not notice that at the time, which I try so hard to see all these things, but sometimes you just miss them. But I pretty much got my money back for the pair of these vases, and they sold for $8 plus shipping. I'm sure I paid like $6 combined for them. Next up is this very cool vase. It sold for $20.50, and it's very mid-century. It has the great not deco. I was thinking deco because of the double handles here, but it has the mid-century lines as far as the way that it's shaped, and it does have the 22 karat gold gilding. It's just a really fun one. And this one sold for, like I said, $20.50. I'm sure I paid like $3 or $4 for it at the very most. Next up is a pair of deer figurines. They also did pretty well, selling for $21.50, and I think I paid $3 to $4 for each of those. Plus shipping, of course, and there is no chips or cracks on those little guys. The last item up is right here. It's one of my favorite items from the haul, and it didn't do quite as well as I would have thought. I'm happy with what it sold for, but I was thinking it would go for at least $30. It's very unique. It has this kind of blue, green, teal speckling, and look at the feet on here. The little balls, gold balls. And the shape of it, like that is just so cool. So I was surprised that it sold for $24.50, and then here's a better look at the texture that's in focus. So you can see that, very nice. And it's marked on the bottom, USA #1. I thought that was pretty interesting as well. So I think I paid between $3 and $5 for this one, and all in all, it's very cool, and it did pretty good. That is actually all I have today to show you. Most of these items, actually all of them ended on the same day, and I just thought I would show you a selection of things that have been selling in my new eBay shop up at auction format. But I will wrap up this video here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.